The 15 greatest NFL players of all time. 15. Emmitt Smith. Position: RB. Years played: 1990 to 2004. Teams: Dallas Cowboys, Arizona Cardinals. Accomplishments: Hall of Fame, 8x Pro Bowl, 4x All-Pro, 3x Super Bowl champion, 1993 NFL MVP, HOF All-1990s team, 1990 AP Olroy. Emmitt Smith was the running threat that the 1990s Dallas Cowboys so sorely needed. Joining a passing game led by Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, Smith fit right in the Dallas backfield. A few Super Bowls later, Smith ended his career with multiple championships, along with the all-time record for rushing yards. 14. Dion Sanders, defensive back. Teams: Falcons, 49 ERs, Cowboys, Commanders, Ravens. Titles: 2. Awards: NFL Defensive Player of the Year, First Team All-Pro, 6x, Second Team All-Pro, 2x, Pro Bowl, 8x. The current head coach at Colorado, Dion Sanders, has been around football for a long time as a player, media member, and now as a coach. Prior to arriving at Colorado, Sanders won 2 SWAC titles as the coach at Jackson State. As a player, Sanders began his career at Florida State, where he was a 2-time All-American and the winner of the Jim Thorpe Award in 1988. He had 14 interceptions during his college career. All that contributed to Sanders being the number 5 overall pick in the 1989 NFL Draft for the Falcons. During his career, Sanders also juggled the NFL and a professional baseball career. Selected in the 30th round of the 1988 MLB Draft by the Yankees, Sanders made his MLB debut in 1989. He played in both leagues at the same time, including hitting a home run and scoring a touchdown in the same week in 1989. He also played for the Braves, Reds, Giants, and then the Reds again. Sanders had 53 interceptions in his 188 NFL games, returning 9 of them for touchdowns. He forced 10 fumbles. He also spent some time on offense, catching 60 passes for 784 yards and 3 touchdowns. 13. Anthony Munoz, offensive tackle. Teams: Bengals. Titles: 0. Awards: First Team All-Pro, 9x, Second Team All-Pro, 2x, Pro Bowl, 11x. One of the greatest offensive linemen of all time, Munoz was the number 3 overall pick in the 1980 NFL Draft, despite concerns about knee injuries in college. He wound up proving those doubters wrong, spending 13 seasons with the Bengals and earning All-Pro honors in all but 2 of those seasons. He missed just 3 games during his first 12 years in the league. Munoz also caught 4 touchdowns during his career, as the Bengals used him on tackle-eligible pass plays at various times. Munoz was tied for most Pro Bowl selections by an offensive lineman when he retired and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1998. 12. Ronnie Lott, defensive back. Teams: 49 ERs, Raiders, Jets. Titles: 4. Awards: First Team All-Pro, 4x, Pro Bowl, 10x. While Lott never won the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award, the totality of his career makes him one of the top players of all time. Lott, who led the NFL in interceptions twice, revolutionized the safety position. The number 8 pick by the 49 ERs in the 1981 NFL Draft, Lott started at cornerback as a rookie and played that position until 1985, when he switched to safety. As a rookie, Lott recorded 7 interceptions, including 3 pick-sixes, and was second in Rookie of the Year voting behind Lawrence Taylor. Lott won 4 Super Bowls in San Francisco, before signing with the Raiders in 1991, where he played 2 seasons. Overall, Lott had 63 interceptions during his NFL career and 17 fumble recoveries. 11. Joe Green, defensive tackle. Teams: Steelers. Titles: 4. Awards: NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 2x, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, First Team All-Pro, 5x, Second Team All-Pro, 3x, Pro Bowl, 10x. Mean Joe Green spent his entire NFL career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he helped the team win 4 Super Bowls. One of the best defenders in NFL history, Green is also known for his role in the famous "Hey Kid, Catch" Coca-Cola commercial that aired during the 1980 Super Bowl. Green played college football at the University of North Texas, where he earned his nickname since the football team adopted the nickname Mean Green during his time there. Once in the NFL, Green recorded 77.5 sacks and 16 fumble recoveries. He played 181 of the 190 possible games during his time with the Steelers. I have 2 honorable mentions for this top 15 list that deserves to be on here or at least mentioned. Deacon Jones, defensive end. Teams: Rams, Chargers, Commanders. Awards: NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 2x. First Team All-Pro, 5x. Second Team All-Pro, 3x. Pro Bowl, 8x. Considered by some to be the best defensive end in NFL history, Jones led the NFL in sacks 5 times, though the stat wasn't officially recognized and tracked until 1982. Pro Football Reference went back in 2021 to confirm his numbers, where he was found to have 173.5 sacks over the course of his career, third on the all-time list. He had 2 seasons with over 20 sacks. Jones was such a destructive defender that he's actually credited with inventing the phrase, sacking the quarterback. Jones was originally drafted in the 14th round of the 1961 NFL Draft after playing 2 college seasons, one at South Carolina State and the other at Mississippi Valley State. He was drafted by the Rams, who discovered him while scouting opposing running backs. He played for the Rams until 1972, when he was traded to the Chargers. He finished his NFL career in Washington. Randy Moss, wide receiver. Years played, 1998 to 2012. Teams: Minnesota Vikings, Oakland Raiders, New England Patriots, Tennessee Titans, San Francisco 49ers. Accomplishments: Hall of Fame, 6x Pro Bowl, 4x All-Pro, HOF All-2000 S-Team, 1998 AP Oroy, 2007 PFWA Comeback Player of the Year. I would have ranked him 15 or 16, by the way. Randy Moss is the best wide receiver in the history of the NFL to many, as his ability to make big plays down the field was unmatched. Moss was able to outrun defensive backs to catch deep passes on a regular basis, and was known for being able to win in jump ball situations against defensive backs also. Second to only Jerry Rice, but Moss believes he is the greatest NFL wide receiver of all time. The Hall of Famer stated his case for being the GOAT receiver while appearing on Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart this week, saying he would even rank himself above Jerry Rice. Saying, hands down, "I consider myself as the greatest wide receiver to ever play the game," Moss said. It wasn't a shot at Jerry. I still have respect and love for Jerry, but I just thought the way that I changed the game of football. 10. Barry Sanders, running back. Teams: Lions. Titles: 0. Awards: NFL Most Valuable Player, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 2x. NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, First Team All-Pro, 6x. Second Team All-Pro, 4x. Pro Bowl, 10x. Heisman Trophy. Sanders didn't have the longest NFL career, but he made the most of his time in the league, making the Pro Bowl in all 10 of his seasons and leading the NFL in rushing yards 4 times. Before entering the NFL, Sanders played college football at Oklahoma State, winning the Heisman Trophy in 1988 after rushing for 2,628 yards and finishing with 3,248 all-purpose yards. He scored 37 rushing touchdowns and 2 return touchdowns that season. In the NFL, Sanders rushed for 15,269 yards, including 2,053 yards in 1997, making him one of just 8 players with a 2,000-yard rushing season to his name. Despite his regular season success, the Lions struggled during much of his time, and Sanders played just 6 playoff games. 9. Walter Payton, running back. Teams: Bears. Titles: 1. Awards: NFL Most Valuable Player, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, First Team All-Pro, 5x. Second Team All-Pro, 3x. Pro Bowl, 9x. Like Barry Sanders, Walter Payton spent his entire career with one team, playing for the Bears from 1975 until 1987. He led the league in rushing yards and touchdowns in 1977, the same year he won the MVP award. Honestly, the debate between Sanders and Payton is really about personal preference. Both had elite careers, but but Payton had a little more longevity. Payton attended Jackson State, where he won Black College Player of the Year twice and set the school record for rushing touchdowns. Payton held the all-time rushing yardage record until he was passed by Emmitt Smith in 2002 and held the single game record until 2000, when Corey Dillon surpassed him. Overall, Payton ran for 16,726 yards and 110 touchdowns during his NFL career, averaging 4.4 yards per carry. 8. Johnny Unitas, quarterback. Teams: Colts, Chargers. Titles: 4. Awards: NFL, Most Valuable Player, 3x, First Team All-Pro, 5x, Second Team All-Pro, 3x, Pro Bowl, 10x. One of the best players of the pre-merger era, Unitas led the Colts to 3 NFL championships, plus 1 Super Bowl win. Defining how many titles he won is a little tricky, since his 3rd NFL championship win came before the merger, but also came after the Super Bowl was introduced. Unitas played college football at Louisville and was a 9th-round pick of the Steelers in 1955, but he was released before the start of the season. He signed with the Colts the next season and went on to lead the lead in passing yards 4 times and touchdowns 4 times as well. He finished his career with 290 touchdown passes and led 27 fourth-quarter comebacks. 7. Reggie White, defensive end. Teams: Eagles, Packers, Panthers. Titles: 1. Awards: NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 2x, First Team All-Pro, 8x, Second Team All-Pro, 5x, Pro Bowl, 13x. White took an interesting path to the NFL, as he played 2 seasons in the USFL and was drafted in the 1984 supplemental draft. He went on to become a 13-time All-Pro. Across his career, White recorded 198 sacks, which was the most in the NFL at the time he retired. He had 19 fumble recoveries and set an NFL record for consecutive seasons with at least 10 sacks with 9. 6. Payton Manning, quarterback. Teams: Colts, Broncos. Titles: 2. Awards: Super Bowl MVP, NFL, Most Valuable Player, 5x, First Team All-Pro, 7x, Second Team All-Pro, 3x, Pro Bowl, 14x. For years, there was a debate about who was better between Payton Manning and Tom Brady, and while Brady ultimately pulled away, that shouldn't take away from how good Manning was. The number 1 overall pick in the 1998 NFL Draft led 2 different teams to Super Bowl victories and won MVP 5 times during his career. Manning set a number of records in his career, including most consecutive seasons with at least 25 touchdown passes with 15. He's the only player to throw at least 6 touchdowns in a game 3 times, and has won more MVP awards than anyone else. Manning threw 539 touchdown passes during his career. 5. Joe Montana, quarterback. Teams: 49 ERs, Chiefs. Titles: 4. Awards: Super Bowl MVP, 3x, NFL, Most Valuable Player, 2x, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, First Team All-Pro, 3x, Second Team All-Pro, 2x, Pro Bowl, 8x. Montana might not have had the most sustained success of other quarterbacks, as he only made 8 Pro Bowls, but at his peak, he was one of the best passers the league had ever seen, including leading the 49 ERs to 4 Super Bowl titles. He led the NFL in passing touchdowns twice and completion percentage 5 times. In 1990, Montana threw for a career-high 3,944 yards, but missed 1991 and most of 1992 with an elbow injury. He eventually wound up traded to the Chiefs, where he played 2 final seasons, taking the Chiefs to the playoffs both years, including an AFC Championship game appearance. 4. Jim Brown, running back. Teams: Browns. 1. Awards: NFL, Most Valuable Player, 3x, NFL Rookie of the Year, First Team All-Pro, 8x, Second Team All-Pro, Pro Bowl, 9x. As seems to be the theme for running backs on this list, Brown had a relatively short career, but he made the most of his 9 seasons in the league, making the Pro Bowl all 9 seasons, and leading the NFL in rushing yards in 8 of those years. That's a lot of years to finish with the most rushing yards in the league, and it wasn't just because of volume, as Brown averaged 5.2 yards per carry, the third best mark in league history. He's the only player to average 100 or more rushing yards per game for his career. Brown retired as the NFL's all-time leading rusher despite his short career, and he still ranks 11th on the all-time list. He's still the all-time leading rusher for the Cleveland Browns. 3. Lawrence Taylor, linebacker. Teams, Giants. Titles, 2. Awards, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 3x. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, First Team All-Pro, 8x. Second Team All-Pro, 2x. Pro Bowl, 10x. LT is arguably the greatest defensive player in NFL history. His combination of speed and power made him a revolution in the way linebacker was played. Taylor recorded 142 sacks during his career, including 20.5 of them in 1986. He forced 56 fumbles and picked off 9 passes. His career was cut short by a ruptured Achilles in 1992. He returned to play in 1993 but wasn't the same player, recording 6 sacks, the fewest he had in a full season. 2. Jerry Rice, wide receiver. Teams, 49 ERs, Raiders, Seahawks. Titles, 3. Awards, Super Bowl MVP, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 2x. First Team All-Pro, 10x. Second Team All-Pro, Pro Bowl, 13x. At some positions, there's a ton of debate who the best ever is. At wide receiver, there isn't. It's Jerry Rice. Rice led the NFL in receiving yards 6 times and receiving touchdowns 6 times as well. He's the NFL's all-time leader in most receiving stats: career receptions, career receiving yards, and career receiving touchdowns. And it isn't necessarily close. Rice had 22,895 receiving yards. Second on the list is Larry Fitzgerald with 17.492. 1. Tom Brady, quarterback. Teams, Patriots, Buccaneers. Titles, 7. Awards, Super Bowl MVP, 5x. NFL, Most Valuable Player, 3x. NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 2x. First Team All-Pro, 3x. Second Team All-Pro, 3x. Pro Bowl, 15x. You knew this was coming, right? Tom Brady might have only made 6 All-Pro teams during his career, but his overall resume gives him the best GOAT resume. He's led his teams to 7 Super Bowl victories, more than any other player, and he holds multiple NFL records: most career passing yards, most career passing touchdowns, and most career wins for a quarterback, among others. Brady was able to win titles with multiple teams and remained an elite player into his 40s, showcasing unheard of longevity. He did all this despite being a 6th-round pick by the Patriots in the 2000 NFL Draft. Here's your NFL GOAT, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.